The damage has been done. The anger over New York State government agents invading a home, stealing pets, and killing them, well, it hasn't dissipated. And the New York government appears deaf to demands from its victims and from observers that they offer actual answers to many questions. I'll give you the new information. Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV, and the New York Post reports that Mark Longo and his wife and many of the irate followers of his pets Squirrel Peanut and pet raccoon Fred are justifiably angry and dissatisfied with the slow, nearly non-existent release of information about the government invasion of his home, the theft of the two pets, and the subsequent killing of the animals. Quote, "The state is probing how its agents bungled the hours-long raid on an upstate New York home that led to the tragic death of internet-famous Squirrel Peanut, as the Post identified the lead investigator behind the bushwhacking. The Department of Environmental Conservation said it is conducting an internal investigation into the much-criticized seizure of Peanut and Fred the raccoon at Mark Longo's Pine City home. Both animals were euthanized and likely decapitated, as the state claimed it tested them for rabies after Peanut bit one of the agents on the hand during the raid. An unconvinced Longo said the officers wore heavy protective gloves." End quote. Observers of photo stills from footage of the invasion could see the officers wearing their gloves. And they likely are aware that not only is the risk of rabies from wild squirrels and raccoons actually very low, Peanut had been raised as an indoor pet since Mark Longo found the peanut-sized newborn beside the body of his mother after she was hit by a car. The grisly, likely final head-severing act of the government here is, of course, not its final act at all, because the government will continue to force its human victims to be pliant taxpayers, even to the point of funding the so-called internal investigation into the ever-present bureaucracy that attacked the Longos. Quote, "An internal investigation into the matter is ongoing, and we are reviewing internal policies and procedures to ensure we continue serving this core mission," a DEC spokesperson told the Post Friday. End quote. In other words, we will delay and delay on your taxpayer dime until we feel that enough time has passed for people to turn away and focus on other matters. We need to dodge the justified indignation that people are feeling right now. As the New York Post notes, if the state truly was worried about rabies, this delay doesn't fit with its bureaucrats and what they purport to be their standard of getting out information on potential health risks. Yeah, you know, things that should be moving much more rapidly, according to their PR system in the state. Quote, "But Governor Hochul's office, the DEC, the State Health Department, and the Chemung County Health Department continued to refuse to share the results of any testing on the animals or the status of the allegedly wounded official, despite the viral disease being a deadly public health risk. Rabies test results are usually available within 24 to 72 hours after the animal is euthanized and the sample is received at the lab, according to the CDC. Results for specimens sent to the state DOH's Wadsworth Center are typically available the workday following their arrival. The center, which is supposed to publish monthly rabies reports, has not done so since June and refused to answer if it received any specimens from Chemung County in recent weeks." End quote. And not only is the government not offering rabies reports, it's not responding to logical questions from Mr. Longo, and it's not responding to queries from New York Post reporters. Quote, Hochul promised early in her tenure to make transparency the hallmark of her administration. Her office has not responded to several inquiries from the Post. You claimed rabies, but you haven't made a public comment on it? A heartbroken Longo, 34, told the Post of the state's reticence. As a taxpayer, is my life and what you caused me not good enough to respond? A DEC spokesperson instructed the Post to file a Freedom of Information Law request in response to multiple requests for the rabies test results, which it has done, while a dispatcher directed a reporter to a hotline set up for peanut callers to leave messages, end quote. Well, the scant details we do have indicate that even on their petulant and arbitrary level, the government can't keep its story straight. The lead officer has been identified, but in the paperwork for him and his goons to invade Mr. Longo's home, there's absolutely no mention of rabies as a worry. Quote, DEC investigator Joshua Crane executed the search warrant after receiving a sign-off from Chemung County Judge Richard W. Rich Jr. the day before, according to court documents. The warrant noted Crane's suspicions that the couple was unlawfully housing a gray squirrel and raccoon, but made no mention of rabies or any other imminent dangers. Crane was named Wildlife Officer of the Year in 2022 by a conservation-based group, with the DEC lauding a work philosophy, ironically, that promotes education first and enforcement when needed. What happened in my house, if you think that was an educational action, I don't know, seethed Longo, who plans on suing the DEC, end quote. Surely many of those people worldwide are rooting for his victory. And perhaps many of those observers will recognize the falsity in the myth that government exists to supposedly protect people. They can hold on to the truth as agents of government continue to tell them to shell over more money to the protection racket. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe. Follow us on Rumble, where they don't censor us. And of course, share the videos as often as you can. Check us out on YouTube, where yes, they are censorious, and visit MRCTV.org. MRCTV.org. While you're there, check out the MRC-TV store. Consider donating to the Media Research Center and see what the whole team is doing. You can find us in Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, and if you want to find me on Gab, I'm at Gardner Goldsmith on Gab, and I'm at Gard Goldsmith on X. Thanks for watching, everyone. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.